Hey everyone, and welcome back to your practice space. If you are participating in the Holiday Calm Challenge, this is day number 1. And for today, we're going to be focusing on discovering something new. So if you're participating in the challenge, you may be feeling stuck, you may be feeling overwhelmed or stressed. And a lot of these stressful thoughts that we have are actually thoughts that are on autopilot. Our brain is really efficient at creating habits. When we think about something often enough, or when we do something often enough, our brains want to make any task become efficient so that we can use our conscious mind to focus on other things. So if you think about when you're driving to work, you take the same route every day. Sometimes you'll be driving and thinking about other things. You get to work and you don't even remember the drive because your brain is capable of doing this complex task of driving without you actually really being consciously aware. So a lot of these stressful worry thoughts, the thoughts that trigger anxiety, these are thoughts that are happening without our conscious awareness. So oftentimes it can be beneficial to pause and just notice something new, even in a familiar environment. When your days become very mundane and repetitive and you just feel like you're on autopilot all the day, it's really beneficial and helpful to consciously pause and look for something new, even in your home or your room that you're in every single day. So I recommend for this challenge, if you're participating in the 7-day challenge, finding an area in your home that feels cozy and inviting. Maybe it's a little corner in your room. You want to grab a cushion or a pillow or something to put in the corner. You might want to grab some of your favorite books, items, crystals, affirmation cards, whatever you have that feels cozy and inviting so that you want to show up to that space every day. You also don't need to sit on the floor. I have a blanket underneath me and my favorite bolster. You can also just grab a chair. So if you want to sit a chair in the corner, something that feels comfortable and inviting so that you want to show up there every single day. So that being said, let's dive into it. So getting comfortable in your seat, any seat is a good seat, whatever works for you right now. You can allow the shoulders to soften away from the ears. You might want to shift from side to side to get yourself grounded in your seat and arrive here. Your hands can rest wherever they're comfortable, palms up or down, doesn't matter. And as you arrive in your space, you might allow the eyes to close down if that's comfortable, or you can just lower your gaze down out in front of you. And as the eyes close or the gaze lowers, you can feel your attention shift to your internal landscape. Noticing without judgment, without trying to change or control any thoughts circulating the mind. Any physical sensations in the body. Just noticing where you're starting from here. So whatever's going on, you don't need to push anything away. You don't need to change anything. Whatever thoughts are there, just allow them to be there. Observe. And if we can find this attitude of mindful awareness, that's the awareness without judgment, without attachments to stories, you can slowly begin to learn to observe thoughts that arise and pass by without clinging to them, without starting to create stories, without needing to get lost in the thought and in the story in the mind. You can just observe what's there and notice that it does pass. Thoughts are constantly circulating and passing. That's what our minds do. The goal is never to eliminate thought, but rather find a sense of concentration on the present moment and detachment from those thoughts. So as you settle into your space, you can now begin to bring the awareness into the breath for now. Notice the sensation of the air as it enters the nose, flowing into the lungs. Notice the sensation as it gently leaves the body as well. No control or technique of the breath, just allow it to be, just as it is. No judgment, no worry, Just be. And you can expand your awareness now to the physical sensations outside of the body. So clothing on the skin, feeling the weight of your body against the surface underneath of you, the temperature of the air on your skin, any sounds that you hear nearby or in the distance. And same idea here with mindful awareness, acknowledging them without judgment, without needing to change or control, just letting them come and letting them go. And now, with your awareness grounded in this moment that you have, in this space that you're in, I invite you to open your eyes and just begin to look at the space around you. And just finding an object of focus. It could be anything that's familiar, something that you use a lot, something that you see a lot, like a plant or a book or a water bottle, cup of tea, whatever you find in your gaze. And as you look at this object, can you imagine that you're seeing it for the first time? Notice its shape, colors, textures. Noticing how the light in the room interacts with it. Taking a few moments to observe this object, staying with this curiosity, this childlike sense of wonder, like you've never seen this object before. Notice what feelings arise in the body, your thoughts, as you observe, taking in every little detail. You can feel your gaze soft on whatever you're gazing at. Just taking in, detaching from the story. Just observe textures, colors, shape. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, releasing your focus and looking around the room once again, but this time, can you look for something new that you may not have noticed before? Now, this might be very tricky if you're in a room that you're in every single day and you have been for years. But looking around the room, and take your time, looking for something that you may not have noticed before. This could be some small detail. It could be a subtle shadow, the way the light's hitting an object that you've never seen. Maybe it's the way certain objects are arranged, a new flower blooming on one of your plants or a new leaf. Taking your time, looking for something new that you've never noticed before in the space that you're in. And as you find it, now pause and allow that to be your point of awareness with a sense of discovery and curiosity. Taking in the uniqueness and the newness. And reflecting for a moment on What makes this new detail stand out to you? Even though it might have been there all along. Maybe this is your house you've lived in for years and yet you're still able to find some subtle detail that's new. Observing it, once again, non-judgmentally. Taking in any colors, shape, texture, once again. The way the light interacts with it. If you're noticing like a shadow hitting an object, maybe you notice how the shadow might change. And just staying here with this non-judgmental curiosity. And if the mind wanders, you know that you just have this object of focus to come back to, and just keeping that sense of discovery, the sense of newness, sense of wonder. Whatever sensations arise in the body, whatever thoughts arise, just allow them to be. Allow them to come and go. And taking a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, letting go, releasing your focus, and just bringing your attention back into the breath. And we can allow the eyes to close down once again, or just lowering your gaze down out in front of you. Allowing yourself to sit with any sensations or thoughts or emotions that may have been present during this practice. And we can slowly bring our hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Taking a moment to appreciate how this simple act of looking with curiosity can awaken new perspectives. Even in the most ordinary moments, there may be something extraordinary waiting for you. And so as you move through your day, you can carry this sense of wonder. Remind yourself that life is constantly offering something new to discover, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing. No matter how mundane or repetitive life seems right now, there is always something new and fresh to notice. Stepping back into your day with this sense of curiosity and discovery and newness. Can allow the eyes to blink open. And thank you so very much for joining me for day one, and we'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.